Some music by a group known as the Libyans. They've traveled here from Israel and they're in town to perform as part of the Tarbut Festival this weekend on Saturday night. And when I heard they were coming to town, I was very, very excited because I love the music. And I spoke to Carla, who's the music director there. She's in charge of hiring all these guys. And I said, Carla, I'd love to have them on my show. And I'm so glad that they are able to come on. And they're renowned Israeli musicians, and they mix a whole sort of different style of music. They do mix traditions of Arabic, African, Turkish, Greek, Iranian music, and they're mostly from Israel, but one of the founding members has some roots in Libya as well. And in the studio, they're traveling as a group of 6 musicians. In the studio this morning, we have vocalist Dvir Cohen. On the oud, which I've never had an oud in the studio. Man, I'm so excited about that. This is my first oud in the studio. Yaniv Raba and Yankale Segal, who we couldn't plug his electric bass in, so he's going to be doing some clapping. So yeah, we're happy. Could you guys? Thanks so much for coming in this morning. It's just a pleasure to have you here. Welcome to Winnipeg, and really looking forward to it. But we're going to have a live song first before we do a little bit of a chat. What are you going to play this morning first?
We're gonna play the first song, which is a very common Libyan song called Avi Khoneni. His father, please redound me.
Okay, here you go. Take it away. Here you have in the studio with me this morning 3 members of the group known as the Libyans from Israel. We heard Dvir Cohen singing there, Yaniv Raba on the oud, and Yankale Segal on the clapping bass guitar there. You guys, thanks for coming in this morning. Let's first of all, let's start with Yaniv. Yaniv, you're one of the founding members along with Yankale, I believe. And tell us a little bit about how the group came together and where the name came from and sort of what kind of music you guys play.
We started actually on 2010 when a festival called Birchwood Festival in Israel asked us to produce a concert regarding the Libyan sacred music of the Jewish from Libya. Mm-hmm. And we collected some songs from my father. He's a cantor in Israel. And we started to work with those songs and to try to cover them with the actual music to bring them to more people than Libyans. What's very nice about the Libyan music is that they are influenced with many cultures around. Basically, geographically, they bordered with Egypt and Turkey was conquered there for 450 years, and Andalusian and etc. And they set in they stay in the desert. So they have the Sahara music, so many influence by rhythmic and also melodics. Mm-hmm. So that was really attracted us, and for me, it's it's a home and very source kind of culture.
So as I mentioned just before I was introducing you guys, you're all born in Israel, but you're the one that has the Libyan roots. Your father, when did he come over to Israel?
1951.
1951. So he's okay.
My father and my mother arrived to Israel on 1951, and my father, since he born, he was directed to be one of the a singer, that's singing this kind of music. So he sings and he read the Bible most of his years, and when he lives in still today.
So did you have to do a lot of research into the music, or was
exactly,
you had to do a lot into okay? And how about the Arabic language? I know you growing up in Israel, a lot of people do probably speak Arabic there.
The dialect of the Libyan is different from the others. Many dialects in the Arabic. I actually born in a family, and my grandmother used to live with us, so she spoke only Arabic, this Libyan dialect. So basically, I used to speak it and to understand it. Mm-hmm.
Let's swing the microphone over to Yankale for 1 second as he takes a sip of coffee. We'll catch him mid-coffee. So usually we're going to fix this mic 1 second. Let's do this.
Okay.
There we go. So usually you're playing electric bass, and who were you the two guys that started the group together?
We just started the two of us.
How did you guys meet? Like what?
We play a lot of years together in all kinds of projects in Israel. Projects that combine the traditional music with the new. It's like modern traditional. Mm-hmm. I think that's the name to call it. We take the melodies, the old melodies and the old prayers, and we give them new life and new communicability for people.
Is that the music you grew up playing, or were you like in rock bands or anything like that?
I was rock band, jazz. I've studied jazz music in the academy, but after a few years I heard this music. It spoke to me more than jazz, and now everything is in. When you pass things on your way, so you're a mix of everything.
Mm-hmm. So you're bringing different sensibilities to the music. As you see, you've got a background. You play jazz, you play rock. So when you play Middle Eastern music, are you just you sort of switch gears a little bit, or is there still a little bit of influence?
I try to think about to take if Yaniv is bringing the melody from his father, we hear the naked melody without harmony, without anything, and then I put on it, or we put together things that I hear in my head, like harmonies that don't belong to this music really, because there was no harmony. Mm-hmm. So at the end it comes together as we like it. Maybe some more purist people will say, oh, it's not pure. It has harmonies, it has bass guitar, but that's the way the traditional music sounds now in Israel.
So you played electric guitar in it too, so that must bring a different sound. Electric bass, excuse me. So that's a different sound as well.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a very electric instrument. I try to play it because the band is acoustic, totally acoustic, except from my bass.
Yeah, we found that out this morning.
And basically, Yankeles play also the fretless bass guitar. So
fretless bass, okay.
Could make, you could play all the microtones and quarters or whatever. For this, it's typical to this kind of music.
So let's just swing the microphone. We've got a third member in here as well. He's a vocalist, Dvir Cohen. So tell me a little bit about, first of all...
good morning.
Good morning to you. Thank you. So you're singing in a couple different languages. You sing in Arabic and you sing in Hebrew?
I sing in Hebrew, in Arabic, some flamenco music, some blues, whatever I feel like.
Yemenite.
Yeah.
So are you fluent in all these languages, or you just learn the songs as you...
I'm pretty much fluent in Arabic, but it's not my mother tongue, it's my grandmother tongue. So I also recognize the words and the lyrics, but it's not something I can speak fluently. But when I study a song, I try to study the words and understand the meaning of it, and so I can connect emotionally to the song.
What's your background in music?
I was growing up with a Yemenite family, so I basically started reading the Torah when I was 3 years old with my grandfather, and also learning the traditional Yemenite chants. And when I grew up, I started searching for more influences and other types of music, and the interesting thing is that I grew up, I was living as a partner with a friend who was playing percussion for this band, so he went there to record music for the Libyans, and then when he came back, he played me some samples, and it was mind-blowing, and I told him, listen, you got to call Yaniv and tell him that I'm willing to be, a background singer in this project, even though it's not my natural role, And I was there for a couple of shows, and then something happened, and they asked me to move to the front of the stage, and I was like finding myself, singing this beautiful music and feeling it together. It's like I just fell in love with this project. This is why I'm here.
So I'll put you on the spot for a second here.
Okay.
A Yemenite prayer. What does a Yemenite prayer sound like? How would that be different from some of the?
First of all, the Yemenite music doesn't. It's not related to the traditional Arabic maqam. It's a very different theory of music. It's not. It's the same family, but it's not very much related. It's a bit different. It's more open. It's
Can you sing one?
Yeah, sure.
Let's hear it. Just a quick one. I want to have a sense of what it's like, just solo.
Sur manati wa hamadat helagi sur manati وحمدات حلقي
Hey, there we go.
Thank you.
I can see why they brought you to the front of the stage there. And 8:30 in the morning yet, that's pretty good. I mean, your voice is probably just warming up after
Thank
the first...
God for the jet lag,
Yeah, and 2 cups of coffee.
Exactly.
Well, okay, so let's have you're going to play another song, and I put you on the spot as well in this one because you just had one prepared, but I know you guys can probably just do something improvisatory. So what are you going to do? Just sort of...
We're going to play a song called Yala.
Okay, that's the one. It's funny. I've got your CD here.
Yeah,
that's track number 10. That's the one I had lined up next. So I'm going to find a different one after. So let's have a listen.
Okay.
Here's the Libyans.
Yes.
יאללה, יאללה, בואי לגני. הנה צרימון גם, פרח יעבוד דודי יכין צעדיו ויאכל את פרי מגדיו אם ידידי ירחו נדודיו איך יחידה אשב על קני
Very nice, very nice. That was from their CD called Wandering. That's the Libyans. They're in town this weekend. They've been in the studio. 3 of the members. They're traveling with 6 of them. So there's other percussionists. There's what else do we have? What are the other instruments do we have? Two percussionists
and one qanun player.
One qanun player.
Which is a zither.
It's a traditional Middle Eastern harp.
Middle Eastern harp. Mm-hmm. Okay, and we've got the oud, vocalist, bass guitar, and vocals. Wow. So they're in town this weekend. Let me give you the details here about how to get tickets to that. It's at the Rady JCC. You can go to radyjcc.com or you can call 477-7510 to get tickets. They're performing this weekend, Saturday at 8 o'clock, and that's at the Rady JCC. This Saturday, November 19th, the Libyans have flown in from Israel, and they've been in the studio this morning. So again, thanks so much for you guys for coming in. I'm going to be there.
Thank you for welcoming us.
I'm bringing a whole bunch of my friends too. We're going to have a good time. So we may get up and dance. Are we allowed to dance there too? Maybe.
Sure.
Again, enjoy your stay in Winnipeg, and again, pleasure to have you. And thanks to Carla
Good morning.
Thank you for Carla for bringing them in this morning. We're going to take out one more short break before we reach 9 o'clock.